Before you hire a financial advisor, before you sit down in that office, before you sign anything, before you hand over a single dollar, there's one question you need to ask, and almost nobody asks it. The question is, how do you get paid? Not what do you charge me, how do you get paid? Because the answer to the question tells you everything about whose interest that advisor is actually serving. I'm Michael Rodriguez. I'm a certified financial planner and the founder of Equanimity Wealth. And today I'm going to walk you through every major type of financial advisor in this industry, what they do, how they make money, and who each one is actually right for. No fluff, no jargon, just what you actually need to know before you trust someone with your financial life. So let's get into it. Here's the thing nobody tells you growing up. The financial industry was not built to serve you. It was built to generate revenue. And for a long time, the way it generated the most revenue was by selling people products they may or may not have needed and getting paid a commission every time. I grew up watching my family navigate money without a guide. Nobody in my house had a financial planner on speed dial. Nobody had someone in their corner who wasn't trying to sell them something. And when I became a financial planner, I made a deliberate choice. I was going to build a practice that works the way I wish someone had worked for my family. That starts with being completely transparent about how I get paid and how other advisors get paid. So here's the full picture. First up, commission-based advisors. You might know them by other names: brokers, registered representatives, insurance agents, financial representatives. Here's how they make money. They earn a commission every time they sell you a product, a mutual fund, an annuity, a life insurance policy, a brokerage account. The more they sell and the more expensive the product, the more they make. Now, I want to be careful here. This doesn't automatically make someone a bad person or a bad advisor. There are commission-based advisors who genuinely care about their clients and work hard to do right by them. But the structure creates a conflict of interest. Even a well-intentioned advisor in this model is navigating a tension between what's best for you and what earns them the most money. The legal standard for brokers is called the suitability standard. That means a product just has to be suitable for you, not necessarily the best option for you. Not the most affordable, not the one with the lowest fees, just suitable. That's a pretty low bar when it's your retirement at stake. So here's how to spot one. Look for titles like financial representative, registered rep, or broker. You can verify anyone's registration at FINRA BrokerCheck. I'll show you how to do that in a few minutes. Next, we have fee-based advisors. Okay, so this one you need to pay a little more attention to because this is where a lot of people get confused. Fee-based advisors, not fee-only, fee-based. Fee-based sounds like fee-only. They're not the same thing. A fee-based advisor can charge you a direct fee, like a percentage of your assets, and earn commissions on products they recommend. They're operating in both worlds. This isn't necessarily illegal, but it creates a situation where you might not always know whether a recommendation is being made because it's the best option for you or because it comes with a commission attached. Fee-based advisors are typically registered as both a registered investment advisor, or RIA, and a broker. They have dual registrations, which means they switch between a fiduciary standard and a suitability standard depending on what hat they're wearing in a given moment. That is genuinely confusing. And I think most clients don't realize it's happening. Again, not all fee-based advisors are acting against your interest, but the structure means you have to do more work to understand the full picture of what you're paying and how they're being compensated. Always ask, do you earn any compensation other than what I pay you directly? Get the answer in writing. Then there's fee-only advisors. Now we're getting somewhere. Fee-only advisors are paid only by their clients. No commissions, no kickbacks, no revenue from product sales. The only money they make is the money you pay them directly. Fee-only advisors are almost always registered investment advisors, RIAs, which means they're held to the fiduciary standard. That means they're legally required to act in your best interests, not just find something suitable. Fee structures vary. Some charge a percentage of assets under management, some charge flat annual fees, some charge hourly. But the key is that there's no third party paying them to steer you anywhere. This is a meaningful, cleaner model. And for a lot of people, fee only is the right fit. One place to find verified fee only advisors is NAPFA, the National Association of Personal Financial Advisors. Their directory requires members to sign a fiduciary oath. If you're searching for an advisor and want to start somewhere trustworthy, that's a reasonable starting point. And then there's advice-only planners. This is the model we work in. And I want to be clear about what it actually means because it's still rare enough that a lot of people haven't heard of it. An advice-only planner does not manage your assets. We don't hold your money. We don't get paid a percentage of your portfolio. We don't touch your investments at all. What we do is give you a financial plan, a real one, built around your actual life, your actual goals, your actual situation. We give you the roadmap and then you implement it, usually through your own accounts, your own 401k, your own brokerage. So why does this matter? Because when your advisor doesn't manage your money, there's no incentive to grow your assets so their fee grows with them. There's no incentive to keep you invested when you might actually benefit from paying off debt first. There's no incentive to recommend anything other than exactly what's best for you. The relationship is pure. You pay for a plan, we give you a plan. It's also the model that makes financial planning most accessible. You don't need $500,000 in assets to deserve a real financial plan. You just need to be willing to do the work. That's who we built Equanimity Wealth for. People who are building something real, often without a generational blueprint, who need an actual guide and not a salesperson. Okay, I want to make this really concrete for you, because knowing the types is one thing. Knowing how to verify what someone actually is in the real world is the skill that protects you. There are two main tools you should use. First is the FINRA BrokerCheck. That lets you look up brokers and investment advisors. You'll see their registration history, any regulatory actions, complaints, and disclosures. If someone calls themselves a financial advisor and they're registered as a broker, you'll see that here. It's free, it takes 2 minutes. Use it. Next is the SEC Investment Advisor Public Disclosure. For registered investment advisors, the fiduciary side of the equation, you can look up their Form ADV here. The ADV tells you what services they offer, how they charge, and whether they've had any disciplinary history. Equanimity Wealth's registration is CRD number 334359. You can look us up. I want you to look us up. Transparency is the whole point. One last thing. The CFP mark, which is for a certified financial planner, is a credential you can verify at cfp.net. It requires thousands of hours of experience, a comprehensive exam, and ongoing ethics requirements. It's not the only credential that matters, but it's one of the most rigorous for planning. Now I want to tell you about something that I think is genuinely important. Not because it's good for me, but because it might be exactly what you need. There's a network called the Advice Only Network. It's a growing community of financial planners who work in the same model. No asset management, no commission, just planning. Planners in this network have committed to the Advice Only model, which means they've made the same structural decisions we've made. We get paid for planning, not managing your money. So why am I telling you about other planners? Because I genuinely believe you deserve to find the right fit. Not just any planner. The right fit depends on where you live, what you're building, your communication style, and your timeline. I might be that person, or someone else in that network might be. The important thing is that you find someone who's truly in your corner. The Advice Only Network is a solid place to start that search. I'll put a link in the description below. I built Equanimity Wealth because I know what it feels like to be on the outside of the financial system. I grew up watching money create stress instead of freedom. No one in my family had a guide. Nobody had someone in their corner who wasn't also trying to sell them something. That's the family I built this for. First-gen wealth builders. Young couples, families who are doing the work, who have income, who have goals, but who don't have a generational blueprint to follow. Equanimity Wealth is advice only and fee only. We don't manage your assets. We don't sell products. We don't earn commissions. You hire us to build a plan, and we stay in your corner as life changes. So if you've ever felt like the financial system wasn't built for you, you're right, and you're exactly who we built this for. If you want to explore working together, there's a link in my bio to set up a free intro call. No obligations, just a conversation. And if we're not the right fit, I genuinely hope you find someone from the Advice Only Network that works for you. So before I let you go, remember the question I started with. Before you hire any financial advisor, ask them, how do you get paid? Not just what they charge you, all the ways they get paid, every single one. If they can't answer that clearly and completely, that's your answer. So subscribe if you want more content like this. I put out videos every week on money, planning, and the stuff nobody taught us growing up. And if you found this helpful, share it with someone who's thinking about working with a financial advisor. It might save them from a decision they'd regret.